Welcome, friends, to the Rustic Planters. Today, we invite you to journey back in time and rediscover the beauty of medieval Italian gardens. In this video, we'll explore how small spaces, rustic fountains, and medicinal plants once shaped daily life during the Middle Ages. If you love garden design that tells a story and brings history into your backyard, you're in the right place. These gardens weren't just pretty. They were purposeful, blending practical living with quiet reflection. Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, hit that like button if you enjoy what you see, and share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear how you might bring these medieval inspirations into your own home garden. In the Middle Ages, gardens were seen as sanctuaries of peace and productivity. They weren't large, sprawling landscapes, but intimate corners filled with greenery that served spiritual, medicinal, and culinary needs. Many Italian monasteries and noble homes developed these small garden spaces as places to reflect, pray, and also provide essential remedies for common ailments. They became a blend of functionality and quiet beauty. Today, recreating that spirit in our backyards means thinking about purpose, simplicity, and authenticity rather than extravagance. A medieval Italian garden was often enclosed by stone walls or wooden fences. These boundaries created a sense of intimacy and security, protecting herbs and plants from both animals and harsh winds. Within these boundaries, simple pathways of gravel or compacted earth led to raised beds, fountains, or seating areas. The design encouraged slow movement and reflection. This sense of enclosure can be recreated today with hedges, trellises, or even rustic wooden fencing to carve out your own medieval-inspired retreat. Water was central to medieval garden design, symbolizing life, purity, and renewal. A rustic fountain not only refreshed the plants, but also created a calming, contemplative atmosphere. In Italian gardens, fountains were often simple stone basins or carved troughs fed by natural springs. Their trickling sounds filled the garden with serenity. To adapt this at home, consider adding a small fountain made of weathered stone, terracotta, or even repurposed ceramic vessels to bring that same sense of tranquility. Medieval gardeners prized order and symmetry, arranging their plots in neat squares or rectangles. Raised beds kept plants contained and easier to tend. This method not only helped separate medicinal herbs, but also prevented weeds and made harvesting more convenient. Modern gardeners can recreate this structure with wooden, brick, or stone borders to give their space a medieval charm while staying practical. In the Middle Ages, medicinal plants were essential to daily life. Gardens often grew herbs like rosemary, sage, thyme, lavender, and chamomile. These plants were used to treat ailments, flavor food, and even repel pests. Every household relied on this living pharmacy. You can revive this tradition by dedicating a section of your garden to herbs with both practical and healing properties. Unlike the grand Renaissance gardens that followed, medieval gardens were not about impressing visitors. They focused on modest, useful beauty. The appeal lay in the textures of herbs, the fragrance of flowers, and the calming effect of water rather than elaborate decoration. This simple approach makes them especially suitable for small gardens today, where functionality is often as important as aesthetics. Medieval Italians often chose plants for their symbolic meanings. For example, rosemary symbolized remembrance, while lavender was linked to purity. These symbolic choices gave the garden a deeper, almost spiritual resonance, reminding gardeners of virtues and stories tied to each plant. You can add this layer of meaning to your garden by choosing herbs and flowers not just for beauty, but for their history and symbolism. Medieval gardens often featured simple wooden or stone benches tucked into shaded corners. They provided a space for rest, prayer, and quiet reflection. These seating areas encouraged visitors to linger and connect with nature rather than rush through. Recreate this in your own space with rustic furniture, a garden bench, or even a stone seat nestled by a fountain or under a trellis. Pathways were usually made of earth, gravel, or simple stone. They defined the garden's structure and guided visitors through its sections. These paths created a sense of rhythm, directing movement from one bed of herbs to another, or from the fountain to a quiet bench. Today, you can capture this medieval atmosphere with stepping stones, crushed gravel, or reclaimed brick laid in simple patterns. Vines were an essential feature in medieval Italian gardens. Grapevines, climbing roses, and honeysuckle were common, often grown on wooden trellises. They provided shade, privacy, and fragrance while also enhancing the enclosed feeling of the garden. A rustic trellis or pergola draped with vines can instantly transport your modern space back to the Middle Ages. Small fruit trees such as figs, apples, and pears were often included in medieval gardens. These trees were both practical and symbolic. They offered food, shade, and beauty, serving as reminders of abundance and sustenance. In modern spaces, dwarf fruit trees can provide the same charm without requiring a large garden. Many of the design principles we associate with medieval gardens came from monasteries. Monks carefully tended enclosed courtyards filled with herbs, fountains, and order. Their gardens reflected a balance between body and spirit, with medicinal plants supporting health and peaceful spaces nurturing the soul. This balance is still a timeless goal for gardeners today, growing for both the body's needs and the spirit's renewal. Stone, wood, and terracotta were the staples of medieval Italian garden design. These materials aged gracefully, blending with nature over time. Weathered surfaces gave the garden authenticity, reminding visitors of its long history. When recreating this style, choose natural, unpolished materials for borders, benches, and planters to capture that same rustic feel. Fragrance played a huge role in medieval gardens. Lavender, rosemary, and sage released calming scents that transformed the garden into a sensory refuge. Aromatic plants were often placed near pathways and benches so their fragrances would surround visitors. Adding scented plants to your garden can instantly create a medieval-inspired atmosphere that feels immersive and restorative. For medieval Italians, gardening wasn't just practical, it was healing. Working the soil and tending plants brought peace of mind as well as physical remedies. Every herb, flower, and fountain was a reminder of the connection between humans and nature. That mindset is just as valuable today, offering a break from modern stress and reconnecting us with simpler rhythms. Medieval gardens didn't have modern lighting, but lanterns and torches would cast a warm glow during evening gatherings. The flicker of firelight reflected in fountains and pathways added to the mystique of the garden. You can recreate this ambience today with candles, lanterns, or soft solar lighting to keep the medieval mood alive after sunset. Most medieval gardens were relatively small, making them perfect inspirations for today's urban or suburban homes. Even a courtyard, balcony, or narrow side yard can echo medieval charm with the right layout and choice of plants. By combining raised beds, herbs, and a small fountain, you can create a medieval-inspired retreat without needing much space. Designing a medieval garden is more than copying a style. It's about bringing history to life in a personal way. Every rustic fountain, stone path, and medicinal herb carries echoes of the past, connecting you to centuries of tradition. This makes your garden not just a place of beauty, but a living story rooted in history. Thank you for joining us on this journey through time as we rediscovered the beauty of medieval Italian gardens with rustic fountains and medicinal plants. We hope you found inspiration to bring some of these ideas into your own home, whether it's through a simple herb bed, a rustic fountain, or a cozy garden bench. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to subscribe to the Rustic Planters. Give this video a like and share your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear how you'll bring a touch of the Middle Ages into your garden.